Hello, welcome to this overview of the Smart Start package within ESS BIZTOOLS. This is a combination of 4 separate packages within ESS BIZTOOLS, which we believe is an outstanding starter package for you to start using if you're a bit unsure as to whether you wish to contribute to a gold package subscription or a silver package subscription, and you'd like to get a bit more than just one product at a time. Actually, it represents a 69% saving on the individual product subscription rates. So it's good value for you. And it will get your team underway in this very important activity of delivering business advisory services. So what's included in this package? Let me just go through and show you. We've got the Business Advisory Services Training Package. There's 11 modules in that package to assist your team to get ready to be able to deliver business advisory services. We've got the Debtors Management Package. Australia has the longest debtors days outstanding in the world, 56.4 days average. 3 or 4 days in front of the closest country. It's not a great award to win. In fact, it's a very dubious award. And we'd like to help you to contribute to reducing debtors days outstanding among your clients. So the Debtors Management Package will assist you to do that, and also look at how prepared your clients are in the debtors category relative to personal property securities register registrations. The SME Debtors System Manual is a pre-prepared template on a debtor systems manual that you can edit to suit the requirements of your individual clients. You can then badge it with your name and the client's name, and you have a complete package for them. Chief Financial Officer Services Package. This is an enormous area that accountants really need to claim as their own turf. Today's technology and software and communication systems enable an accountant to be situated anywhere in Australia and to be offering a comprehensive service to your clients. And this package will help you get underway. The Business Plus Client Newsletter we've been producing for the last 9 years. It's a monthly newsletter every month except January, but 2 extra editions in May each year, one on the federal budget as it affects small, medium enterprises, and the second one's an end-of-year tax planning newsletter. You can badge the newsletter and send it to your clients so that they believe they're receiving the newsletter from you. And virtually every article in the newsletter finishes with a call to action to your client. Would you like to discuss this matter on cash flow management? Would you like to talk to us about the possibility of your company utilizing crowdsourced funding to raise capital? And we also are offering a 1-hour mentoring session on any subject as long as it's within ESS BIZTOOLS or ESS BizGrants, and we'll be happy to present a mentoring session to you and your team as part of the Smart Start package. So that's what's included in Smart Start. It's great value, and if you're interested in these types of products, we'll be happy to finalize the subscription registration for you and also organize the mentoring session on a date and a time that is mutually convenient. So I now want to show you a sample from each of these packages so you get a feel for the information you're going to receive. In the Business Advisory Services Training Package, one of the most important documents is the SME Needs Analysis. And we're clicking onto this now. This is a document which we believe that you should be handing to your client after you have had a preliminary session with them, when we suggest that is in a special seminar where you've invited a number of clients to come and talk to you, that you then forward to the client the SME needs analysis, and a week later you sit down and have a one-on-one conversation with that client. This will help your client to identify what they might like you to provide to them. It's a menu of services. So first of all, I think we should be encouraging your client to make a comment about what's happening at present in their business. Are they happy with everything? Are they happy with the accounting reports they're receiving? Do they believe there's more training needed for their team? Do they understand everything? Are they receiving benchmarking reports? Do they understand key performance indicators? And how is their business measuring against key performance indicators from their peer group? Debtors management. What is their debtors days outstanding? Are they happy with it? Or could you introduce the debtors systems management system to review the debtors and force their debtors days outstanding down? There's some questions on human resources. I'm not suggesting that you necessarily have to attend to the human resources work, but you could refer them on to another expert. Customers, competitors, their business modelling. We've got material within the product packages which will assist you to do the calculations of what would happen if. There's material on corporate governance and government grants. Many businesses miss out on government grants because no one tells them about a particular grant. And they're not very happy when they find out that one of their competitors has received a government grant. Most SMEs believe it is part of an accountant's responsibility to keep them informed of government grants. The Personal Property Securities Register. Do they understand how it works? Are they registering? Where were their assets last night? What would have happened if they had assets not on premises owned by their business, if a liquidator had been appointed last night to an owner of a site where they had a couple of $100,000 worth of stock stored, for argument's sake? How would you have felt if they'd been talking to you this morning about the problem that they had from last night, if you had not raised with them very forcibly the whole concept of implementing a personal property securities register system? What are they doing on research and development? Unfortunately, some businesses spend a lot of time and effort undertaking research and development in an entity that is not a company. And when I talk to them, they say to me, well, no one told us we had to have a company. So please raise with them research and development. So that's one of the purposes of this SME needs analysis form. It's going to probe some areas that the client might not have thought about. Are they into export? Are they worried about management of costs? Is there some risk areas, or are they thinking that they might like to take advantage of the opportunities in Australia now to raise capital as a crowdsourced funding company or an early stage innovation company? Do they have a business plan? Is it up to date? Are they using it? Now, that's all a review of what's happening at present in their business. It might not all apply, but some of it will. And I think it's a great opportunity for you to have an in-depth conversation with your client if they've had some prior notice. So they've been to a seminar which has given them an overview of the sort of services that your firm's going to be able to provide. And you have now sent them this form, and give them a week to think about it so they can write down some notes or type in some notes. And then we get into taxation planning. Are they looking for more advice there? And then future planning, which is really what ESS BIZTOOLS is all about, giving accountants and business advisors the tools to be able to supply these sort of services to your clients. So within the business advisory services training package, we will have a in-depth discussion on this particular document and plenty of others to make sure that your team are fully prepared. The next one I want to look at is the Debtors Management System Introduction Checklist. This is part of the Debtors Management System. It's a form to help you review all aspects of your client's system to determine its effectiveness. And in some cases, you will probably be called upon to actually create something. So for every item that we have there, like a new customer letter, we have a template for that. Debtors days outstanding calculator, we have a template for that. This document is the SME Debtors Systems Manual, which you could edit to suit your client's particular requirements, and then badge it, prepared by your firm for the name of your client and the date. There's a comprehensive index. One of the problems, I think, and one of the contributors to Australia having this dubious title of having the longest debtors days outstanding in the world is that far too many small, medium enterprises do not have a written system for their debtors control. Debtors is a very large asset on the balance sheet of many businesses. Yet, unfortunately, it does not receive the attention that it requires. So this manual will assist in at least clarifying what the business's system is, and it will give the poor person who has the responsibility of administering debtors in your client's business some sort of guidelines as to what they should be doing in their job. And it tries to explain matters like the Personal Property Securities Register so that the person responsible for this process has an understanding of what it's all about. Because far too many of small, medium enterprises just have hand-me-down notes and verbal instructions that have just been handed down from person to person that's had the responsibility of administering debtors over the years. This gives you the ability to badge a system and make it available to your clients, and obviously you will charge your fee for it. The procedure control form for Chief Financial Officer services. I thought I would show you the Chief Financial Officer procedure control form because in each of the packages that we have within ESS BIZTOOLS and in each of the 11 training modules, we have a procedure control form. So it gives you an idea of the process that we believe you should go through to effectively use the material that we have supplied to you. So you can see here we start off at A and go through to R because this whole process includes the quotation and the proposal. But let's have a quick look at it. And then it's split up into various steps. And there's a lot of steps and they're listed here. So you can see the sort of material that's included in the Chief Financial Officer Services package, because this is a very wide brief to write something under the general heading of a Chief Financial Officer. I was a Chief Financial Officer in a listed public company one stage of my career, 10-year part of my career, and I can assure you the issues that confront a public company, a CEO in a public company, and therefore then the CFO can be very different from the day-to-day activities that you encounter in a public accounting firm office, chartered accountancy firm office. And a lot of the demands on your time are really the CEO's latest idea. Could we do such and such? What's it's going to cost? What's happening in foreign currencies? We need a capital expenditure proposal done urgently because I want to take it to the board meeting on Friday and it's already Wednesday. These are the type of demands that are placed on a CFO on a fairly ongoing basis. Have you ever thought what happens within your small, medium enterprise clients? Do your clients ring you now about those sorts of issues? Or who do they go to? Unfortunately, many of them have got no person to go to because they've got no one in their organisation, in most cases, with an accounting background or a degree or experience. So they either try to sort out the issue themselves or they forget about it. Or they blindly go ahead and do something, and later on you say to them, oh, well, that wasn't very smart, was it? Because you infringed such and such, or there was a lot more costs to do that. And they probably sit there thinking, well, it would have been great if I could have talked to you, but you always give me the impression you're too busy doing tax returns. That's what SMEs think. So I've talked to probably a few hundred of them about this particular issue over the last 10, 15 years. Therefore, this work brief explores a whole range of areas. Now, you mightn't wish to encounter all these with your client, but hopefully this will give you some idea of setting the parameters and understanding what you are going to do. And there's a whole range of papers and forms that are made available in the Chief Financial Officer Service. And last but not least, I want to show you the Business Plus client newsletter. I'm not quite certain what happened then. I knew it worked. I just had a trial run before I started to produce this webinar, so my apologies for that little hiccup. This is one of our newsletters. We produce these newsletters each month. They are targeted at your SME clients. But if you wish, we will incorporate all of your team into our mail out list. All you've got to do is give us their name and their email address, and we will ensure that they receive the newsletter. The benefit of this is that if a client contacts them and talks about the newsletter, they know what was in it. What you do is remove the ESS BizTools logo. That's there so that when we distribute it to your team members, they know where it's come from. But you replace that with your name and address and logo, etc. This newsletter is uploaded to our website on the second Friday of a month at 12 noon Australian Eastern Standard Time, and then you can access it, badge it, and start distributing it to your clients. We're up to issue number 151 at present, so we've been producing these newsletters for a long time. There's no newsletter in January, but in May there's 2 extra newsletters, as I indicated before, one on the federal budget, only as it affects small, medium enterprises, and the other one is on an end-of-year tax planning edition. So we try to write articles that are fairly small. If they're longer, we break them into segments and publish them in a few newsletters. We try to pick on various things that are happening in the economy that might be of interest to a small, medium enterprise operator. So here's one of these ongoing articles that we're writing, Director's Role in a Small, Medium Business. We're up to part 3 here. It goes for about 7 parts. We include in each edition 1, sometimes 2, but that's all, articles relative to taxation, because we know that other people produce very good tax newsletters. And the feedback we get from SMEs is they don't really look forward to getting a tax article from an accountant. They think that's your area. We've been running a series of items on what is crowdsourced funding, and we have supplied some information from Enable Funding, previously called ASSOB. We also include some material produced by Trevor Marchant from Marchant Dulles on marketing and sales, and that was his article there, Give the Reason Why. How can I sell more product? And we have some information to guide you, which is based on some material produced on Business Essentials by Professor Norman as to how you should go about using information that's in the public arena. The Attention Accountants shows the information which we suggest you read before you send the newsletter out. These are articles already within ESS BizTools, which could form some more background information on a particular subject if you think you're going to have clients on the phone that you might need to rebrief yourself on a particular area. So that is the Business Plus newsletter, and that finishes this overview of what's included in Smart Start. Thank you for your interest in products produced by ESS BizTools and ESS BizGrants. We look forward to your firm becoming a subscriber to one of our product packages. Have a great day. Goodbye.